on. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to our Wednesday night team Zoom. We have Tannis on here. I'm just gonna let you run with it. Go Tannis.
Awesome. I love how you say my name. It's so fun. All right, you guys. Hi, everybody. I'm Tannis Goulet. I'm a presidential
Wait a
diamond.
second. I said it just like you say it.
Exactly. No, I just love the accent. Anyways, everybody used to ask me if my parents named me Tannis because I played tennis. Anyways, I'm a presidential diamond from Canada. I've been in the business 7.5 years. I just earned my 90th paycheck. And I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to share my story, and I'm going to tell you how I've literally maintained a 6-figure business for almost 5 or 6 months into my business. So I'm going to first share quickly how I found the business. I knew someone online who never asked me, never talked to me. I kept watching her share about it. And I knew this girl, she was like a mutual friend. She never asked me, but I followed her. So I always tell people, you guys, there's people watching you who are never going to like, message, or anything or comment until they are ready or till they're in a place where they really feel like it's their time. And so I watched this girl for a year, and I was living in a situation like we were living okay. My husband and I, we've always been hard workers, but we've always been paycheck to paycheck, always working for someone else, and we never could ever get ahead. And in Canada, when you have a baby and you go on maternity leave, you do get a year up to 18 months, but sounds great, but you still don't get that full pay. Anyways, I won't get into all that. And so I decided I didn't want to go back to my job. I was working as a gym manager. I had done personal training in the past. I was a bartender. I've always been in the hospitality, people business, and I've been in retail. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've done all that, right? And so worked in so many restaurants, bartending can be really great. And then, when you have kids, you decide, you don't want the late nights. Anyways, I told my husband I was going to join this business and it was going to change our lives. I saw someone else do it. The thing is, I didn't join that girl. She was an ambassador diamond, super successful. And I'm like, I'll just join with someone from my hometown. And so I ended up joining this girl who I knew from the mall, who worked at some clothing store. She signed me up, never spoke to me again. What's that thing from Pretty Woman? Big mistake. Anyways, so she signed me up, and I'm explaining that not to give myself a pat on the shoulder, but a lot of people who would have been in my position honestly probably would have quit. I literally joined and felt so, I don't know. I felt like I had no support. And then I was trying to find an upline. I was like, what's going on? I didn't have a chat. I didn't have a page. I didn't have anything, but I watched what that girl did, and I was excited. And I desperately wanted to change our circumstances. We were not in a good place financially. I remember clicking submit, getting my distributor kit. And I remember my dad telling me at the time, Tannis, if you're going to take this seriously, you have to invest in your business. I got the big kit, couldn't afford it. I literally maxed out my credit card, got the kit, started using the products, and got excited. I thought in my first month that all my friends, everybody would support me. I quickly found out that's not how it works, right? I got my 4th customer at the time. You needed to get 4 in the 30 days. Got my 4th customer, that was my parents, on the last day, and I was so excited. That next month, there was conference. I had to get there. I was like, okay, I need to make this happen. I didn't have an upline. I finally got into a team page and found out my upline was a black diamond, Denise Walsh. And I was like, I just threw myself into everything. I got on every Zoom. I just did what the successful people were doing, and I stayed consistent. That's one thing, I've been consistent. And so I got to conference. You guys, I literally found people on Facebook, at this time I had 4 customers, 1 distributor. Stayed in hotel room with 4 or 5 other girls that I met online in a Facebook group. And I sat at the back of the room, and I knew I had chills knowing that this company would change our lives. I met the CEO and his family, and I had chills. I'm like, it doesn't matter that I only have 4 customers and a distributor. This is going to change my family's life. Events change you. Well, I know we haven't been in person, but they change you. Just getting on Zooms, everything, it changes you showing up. And so I had to get this diamond bonus. I'm like, this is gonna happen. And then like 3 months later, I went diamond. So in 4 months, I went diamond. And then you guys, I started realizing, and then I was making a great income. Then I realized everyone who joined with me didn't want it as much as me. I was like, what's going on? And then people were quitting and stopping. And then I always was like, you know what? As long as I keep going forward, it's okay. I'm going to attract the right people in my business. And so shortly after, I went double diamond. And then 3 months after that, I went triple diamond. And then 5 months after that, I went presidential diamond, just under 2 years in the business. Okay. Then in international, we went on this leadership event over in Spain. When I came back, I found out my dad had terminal cancer, and it just crushed me. And at that time, I was like top 25 in the company, making serious income, making in a month what I made at a year at my old job, income disclosure statement. And, it was crazy, you guys. Like, I couldn't even believe the income I was making, but, we paid off all our debt really quickly. It was crazy. I went through the, buying the nice vehicle and all that stuff, but nothing, I've never really turned in, like, I don't know, the whole money doesn't really change me, but what I could do with the income and what this could do for our future. So that year and a half after, my dad ended up passing away, and right before Christmas, 2018. And you guys, I was like, just like, almost like, I just felt like I was dead inside. He was my best friend. It was so awful. I was also pregnant at the time with my now little boy, toddler. And you know what, you guys, this business kept me going, honestly. Like, the friendships, the people, I shared everything I was going through. And you don't have to share everything that you're going through, but when you get really real and vulnerable about your life and your vision and where you're going, people want to know that you're just a real person, and so be you. Don't try and be anybody else. Be you. And then after that, let's skip through a little bit. About a month later, my mom had cancer, and like, she's still going through that. And so I literally had my dad, and then all this happened. It was just awful, you guys. But you know what? I kept moving forward. I love the products, love the business. I've been to the ranch. I've been to so many different events, and I'm just going to quickly share what happened to me. During the pandemic, a lot of stuff happened, like, I know a lot of people are jumping back in, and, if you've lost kind of like you've had stuff going on, I get it, because we've all been there. But in September, I'm just going to quickly share what happened to me. I had a horrible accident. I collapsed, and I had this whole terrible thing happen to me. I broke my jaw. I got another concussion. I had a concussion actually right at the beginning of my business too. So I have terrible migraines. So that's why I haven't been doing Zooms. But, last January sorry, I'm jumping all around. Last January, 2021, I needed a change in myself, in my business. And so I really took, my health seriously. I really started working out, eating better, using my supplements. I've always been obsessed with our supplements. That's one thing. If you're not using your supplements, you need to fall in love with a couple of them, because you have to be a product of the product, no matter what it is. I did 75 hard. It changed me mentally, physically, emotionally. And so then when this happened to me in September, something was telling me I had to slow down. I believe in hustle, but I also believe that you can rest, have a Sabbath, work this business around your life, and still be really successful. And that's one thing I wish I learned in my first couple of years, because I had my foot on the gas. And yes, I got to presidential really, really quickly. But a lot of people, if you've ever felt like giving up and quitting, just know we've all been there. Just even girls on my team who are top income earners, they have life happen, right? It's not just about the business. It's about everything all around you, like going crazy, right? It can really suck sometimes. I'm very open about mental health struggles, depression, anxiety, all that jazz. So when I developed this issue that I have now, it really sucks. It's called I basically have a problem with my autonomic nervous system. And so I'm forgetful, all this crazy stuff. I won't get into that, but I had to slow down. And I want you to know that during that time, I let go of my control, and my paychecks have still continued, because honestly, I've stayed consistent. I've stayed faithful. I've stayed loyal to my team, to my company, to everything. And I've stayed loyal to myself, because when I joined this business, it wasn't just, oh, let's see what I can do in a year. And if it doesn't work out, I'll just quit. No, this is going to be something that changes my family's life, and I'm going to change other people's lives. So that's a little bit about me. So sorry, I just went a little bit off there. But I wanted to share like kind of the whole big. My mom's still going through treatment. I have appointments all the time with, cardiologists, neurologists. But honestly, you guys, this business, it's really an internal, mentally, physically, emotionally, taking care of all of you. Because when you get better, everything else around you gets better. Your relationships, your business. And so when you have something going on internally, like I've had people, you guys, and Carrie, I know I've had some like of the most terrible things happen to me in this business. I've had people really let me down. I've had people like go through stuff and treat me terribly. And I always thought I'm very yellow, but I'm also red. And I forgive those people. I wish them well. But at the time, it took a lot out of me. And so that's something you really have to learn, that if someone treats you poorly, whether it's a customer, it's a team member, or someone blocks you, which like, I don't know the whole blocking thing. Like I only block like creepy guys who ask me for money and stuff, or want me to be their princess or sugar mama, or when you get those weird messages. But I've never been the blocking type. I don't know. I just know what I put into my business and my life is what I get back. And so I wish people well, but I've been through a lot of hurt in this business. So I want you to know, as a business owner, you have to kind of have that thick skin. And I'm a yellow, but I'm also a red. And so I'm also the, like, if there's something going on, I've never blamed anyone else. I've never had an upline. I'm like, what can I do better? What is missing? Or, I never compare myself. I mean, we all compare ourselves maybe to other leaders, but, you never know what people go through in their losing season. I've had some of the biggest paychecks ever, but I was struggling with other stuff, right? And so just because someone has a big paycheck, you don't know what's going on in their life. And so that's one thing. People share their highlight on social media, but if you're struggling with things, really work on yourself mentally, because it is everything in a business like this. I don't know, Carrie, I don't know who said it, but like, this is basically like a personal development compensation plan. And when you get better, everything else gets better around you. Like I've just been manifesting and attracting, and like over, prayer and everything. I just feel like I'm so grateful for this company, this business, everything. And you can literally come back from anything. Anything. I've had things happen in my business thinking like, oh my gosh, like how did this just happen? And I just kept moving forward, because it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. It matters what you do. And you can sign up your next rock star tomorrow that changes your life. So one person who really changed my life in this entire business was someone I followed up with for a year. She ignored me. I just kept at it. I stayed consistent. I, sent her samples. I just really, I love you too. You're so sweet. But just be yourself. Like, honestly, I used to think I had to like, be like someone else, or, you see cute little Sherry Lynn, and she's all dressed up all the time in her cute little make. And I love that about her, but that's not me. Like, I'm like in my runners and my tights and my, you know what I mean? And like, I don't really wear makeup and stuff, but like, be you. Stop thinking you have to be someone else, because be you and you're going to attract the right people. And so, if you're not yourself, you're not going to find the right people. So anyways, I'm going to stop talking.
Okay, yeah, so I wouldn't last a day being Sherry Lynn at all. Like,
I
not
know,
even a
but
day.
I
I
love
couldn't even
her,
leave my
and she's
closet.
like the sweetest thing. But yeah,
Yes. Oh, one thing that you said that you didn't like completely say it, but you built up this paycheck so that when stuff did get hard, you still had that paycheck. So sometimes you don't know what's going to happen, but you want to be ready for it no matter what. It's like hope for the best, but plan for the worst kind of situation.
yeah.
Yeah, because then, like when that happened with your dad, you could take a step back if you needed to. When it happened with your mom, like, seriously, there's so much.
And you know what, Carrie, the one thing I will say, and I've shared this with my team, when my dad got sick and I literally like was so depressed, I felt like I fell into like a black hole for a month. That next month, I had the biggest paycheck. My paycheck was $65,000 that month. And I share that with you because that would have taken me 2 years at my old job. And I don't share that to brag. I mean, that never happened again. I'm just sharing. But I just share that 65,000 income disclosure statement. And you guys, I've had girls on my team make more than that, but I'm just sharing that because it was literally like a moment that like, holy, like this happened. And I had only been in the business like 2.5 years. And I mean, anything is possible in this business. And I'm not saying that money is everything. It's about literally the freedom of time for me anyways, and being able to help others get into out of the situation that I know I was in. Um, but you know, I always share that because when my dad was getting worse, actually Cami, and we had another person from corporate, they came to my hometown. We did an event. My dad actually was part of the event. My dad ended up passing shortly after, but Cami and my dad really connected. I was able to take my parents and my family on like a 2-week holiday, our last family trip together. I was able to take my dad to Dodger Stadium, never had to clock into a boss, like into work or anything. I will always do this. I will never work for someone else. And it's just such a blessing.
Yeah, I know I'd be a terrible employee. Like I could not even, I would be just picking apart everything.
Stubborn, right? I'm so
Oh
stubborn.
my gosh, yeah. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would I? Yeah. Okay, so and now everybody loves you. Like even the people who
Oh,
just not you, I know they love you. I'm watching the
well, thank you. I love you guys.
So tell us what you do daily that helps you make that money.
I will tell you one thing that I am not good at. I am not good at rest, but I have learned that I know, Erin, we were talking about this. Had a couple other girls, had a diamond I was talking to earlier with an ambassador girl on my team. Because I'm red, I'm a control freak, but I have gotten better with that. One thing that I do every single day is when I get up, one thing I've been doing is I've been leaving my phone not in my room. Honestly, if you, that person that I was getting on your phone right away, don't do that. It's terrible. It's terrible. Stop doing it. And I know you guys all probably do it because I still do it sometimes, but you have to stop doing that. You have to have a good routine in the morning. One thing that I will say that really changed my business is a healthy lifestyle, because when I eat crap, I feel like crap. And with my health condition now, I have to eat super healthy. So honestly, it's your habits, because I know for me, literally, if I have better habits, I feel better, and I still don't feel good most of the time. I have migraines. Actually, I feel good today. But I get migraines. So I have to eat super healthy. I have to drink water. But into the business, I like to wait at least an hour or so before I get on my phone. I don't check my inbox right away. I like to check my team page. I like to see kind of what's going on social media. And then I get my stories ready for the day. I do journal. I do personal development. That's something that I do either first thing in the morning, or if I forget, which, you know, I'm running around or something, or if you have kids, or if you work full time, or if you're going through something, or you're just trying to make it through your day. But I want to be clear that I do struggle with anxiety and mental health stuff. So it's something that I've really had to be aware of. Another thing that I try not to do is, if you're going to bed at night, again, routine. If you're the type like me sometimes that sits in bed and puts on the TV and you fall asleep, like, you have to have a good routine. And so I also like a 6 list, kind of plan out the day before what I want to get done that next day. And you guys, I am not organized. Let's be very clear here. I'm not organized. So if you're a green, you're amazing, because I'm not a green. You don't have to be, you could be blue and a total misfit, crazy person, and get to ambassador and make a full-time income. So you don't have to be any certain way. So I just want you guys to know that, but I am working on being organized. My husband's very green and organized. Reds are not organized. I know, we're crazy, right? But the yellow in me, I try and be very thoughtful on people's posts. I try and be people's friend, because at the end of the day, another thing is voicing people. I rarely type people. I like the boards and the system, and if that works for you, great. If you have to work on, you know, your people skills. But I will tell you right now, when you connect with people, and you talk on the phone. And if it's hard for you, do it. Get on with your upline or a sideline and practice. Because literally, if I'm just talking to someone on the phone, like I'm just me. Like I'm not trying to be some, oh my gosh, I'm like this cool person in the business. Like you're just a regular person who works in a business who's helping people with your products. I don't care about people's rank. I don't care about people's status. I have friends from all walks of life in this business, and just be you. People want the real you. I always, for a while there, Carrie, I will honestly tell you, I wasn't posting as much on social media, but behind the scenes, I was still connecting with my customer. I know we're going to talk about retention and all that, but honestly, social media presence, personal development, growth, healthy habits is like key. Getting dressed, that was another thing. There's so many times I can sit in my pajamas all the time. I literally had a shower tonight because I wanted to be in a good mood when I got on here, and I was feeling kind of like, eh. And so I had a shower, washed my hair for you guys, brushed my teeth. But like just getting yourself in the right frame of mind and mindset, because it's everything. And I mean, I just turned 40 a couple months ago, and like I literally feel like I'm so excited about this business. Maybe you're in your 20s, 30s. I see everybody on social media like, oh my gosh, I'm turning 25. I'm so old. I'm like, shut up. Anyways, but no, I still love them. But yeah, but like, there's girls on my team that are in their 20s killing it, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Doesn't matter. Just that you're a good person, you care, and you have goals. I always get ready. Good
Sorry,
girl.
the chat got fun.
Aw.
Everyone's talking.
What are they talking about? I can't see. Like
Well,
I
I'm 40, but Laylay's older than me. So that's what I was writing. See all these.
Wait, who's older? Who's older than you?
Laylay's older. Dory is not 50.
Oh, I love
it.
I love us old gals.
But Sandra's older. Wait, is that what she said? Yeah. So we have a lot. Layla is not 65. Would you stop it? Okay, sorry. They're arguing.
I love that though. Like it doesn't matter. That's the thing. That's what I love so much about this business.
I know. I feel like nobody looks their age at all.
No,
at all.
We're awesome.
Except maybe Leah. She is a baby.
And her cute baby. Oh,
I know, so cute. Okay, so we really want to hear about your retention strategies because it's not complicated, but it's so important.
Yeah. Okay. So what I do is pretty simple, you guys. And I will tell you right now, not to, make myself look really great or anything, but that's not even the term. I'm so mixed up with my words sometimes, but here's the thing that I have been really good at over the years is retaining customers. And retaining customers is retaining volume, referrals, all that stuff. And I'm going to tell you how I do it. And again, I'm not organized. It's just something that I really do, because when you take care of your customers, when you take care of your customers and you take care of your people and, your team and everything, and you become a leader, even if you have 0 people on your team right now, you're a leader because you joined the business. And so one thing I learned when I joined this business is that I need to take care of my people. So you first want them to get results. You want them to, so this is what I do. So say Sally joins with me as a customer. I'm going to walk her through, or I like to sign people up, because some people, I feel like if you don't get them signed up, they forget, they wait. And I'm pushy in a good way. Like I don't want to wait, because people, you guys, if you don't follow up with people, I'll tell you right now, that is the problem. I will say that most of my top distributors, top customers are people I followed up with, or, if you come back, I have girls coming back that are, doing great and everything. And so it's literally us following up with people. And so that's something that I do. And I always check in with people. I be their friend. I'm on their social media. But when they do sign up as a customer, I want to make sure they get a product pack. I like to get them on the phone, or I voice people. I get them their products and everything and I get them excited. You get them excited about their products. I don't just sign them up and say, oh, thanks, enjoy your products. So they get their products. I like to check in with them about a week or so later. Another thing I do in that week or so time, you guys, I will say this, it has been insane for my business, is to always have sample packs, always have product on hand, whether it's stuff that you buy in your auto ship or whatever you do, stuff for yourself, but also stuff for customers. I'm not telling you to give stuff away because I do not believe in that. But if you have Sally who's signing up as a customer, you are going to send Sally a thank you, and you're going to give her maybe a reds and a greens or a skinny brew sample. Okay. I know in the US you guys had a sample act. We don't have a lot of stuff in Canada. We don't have all that. So I had to get creative, but I've done that from day one. Okay. I send a thank you. You would be amazed how excited people are for 1 or 2 samples and a thank you note. It's literally, I've never had anyone do that for me. And I buy from all my friends who sell makeup and Tupperware. I like to buy from my friends in business, and then they send me people. So that's another thing I do. I like to check in with them. I like to write down for them how to take their product. And then I'll check in with them again in a couple weeks, see how they're doing. Some people might just not respond and just leave them alone. But then I always like to check in with them before their next auto ship. And so I literally on my iPhone, I have like a notes. I mean, if you're organized, I'm happy for you, but I just remember my customers. I have their names all written down. I check on them. I can go into my eSuite and check on them. But I will tell you, I would say I have probably close to like the same 90% of my customers for years. They continue to order. And so, yeah, it's pretty good. And if they take time off, I still check in with them. I've had people who have come back and they see my stories, they want to try new product, or because I have been thoughtful with, sending them, thank yous. And I used to send like Christmas cards and stuff. I got out of that a couple of years ago. I just couldn't keep up. And then, it got busy and stuff. But even just an email to someone, thanking them for their support, but asking for referrals. Do not feel bad to ask for referrals. That's one thing I wish I had learned in my first year, because I went diamond pretty quickly. Then I went double diamond and then triple and then presidential. But that's one thing, is just asking, because a lot of times, you guys, people just don't think of it and they're happy to help. People are happy to help. So if they know someone, even if I see someone online looking for a new car, I'm going to send them to a friend, or someone looking for a chiropractor. And then those people are going to be like, oh, Tannis, that's so nice of you. When I see someone looking to get, so just being kind, honestly. And that's the yellow, I guess, in me too, but it's also the red in me, that you always kind of want to have potentials. Like, that's the one thing I don't like when I'm talking to a team. They're like, oh, I have no potentials. Well, I could say that, but everyone is a potential. I will tell you right now, every single person is a potential. It might not be your friends and family, I'll tell you that. But every single person, I've had people join my team and become customers who I never thought would support me. I have my husband's friends who, like, out of nowhere, like, become customers, and then their wives become customers, or they send people my way. And so the biggest thing I will say is get people on the phone or voice note, send a thank you and a couple samples. I'm telling you right now. And then they get excited about the products and they want to try other products. And, it's really honestly not that hard to do. And I like to go to the dollar store and get like cute little baggies up and little ribbon and little thank you note. I don't know. It goes a long way with people. And so, just checking in on them, asking them how they're doing. And then after they've been a customer for 2 months, I always ask, have you ever thought about making an income with this? Because you love the products, you're having great results, and you can make an income too. And some of them, I swear, you guys, once you put that little like kind of bud in their ear, and they're like, oh, some of them have never thought about that. Some of them just need to be asked. And that's something I will say I have not been good at since like September, because I wasn't actively recruiting team. I was actually just kind of like attracting and like new customers and stuff that way. But I will say don't be on your Facebook or whatever you do, all it works on your stories, all like 30 it works stories, right? I feel like kind of when I do less is more, like, I still talk about my business. I do a lot of talk lifestyle posts. I put things, and like, you just find what works for you. Or if you're doing I have girls doing reels and TikToks that are like killing it. You guys, I try TikTok. I don't know. But if you have results with yeah, Carrie, the TikTok thing, I don't know. But you guys, people are killing it on TikTok. A girl on my team literally just has made 52,000 in bonuses since January. She does reels, TikTok, and she was never a huge recruiter. She just decided in January that she wanted to make it happen. So, you know what I mean? Like, if you are really good in one area and I've had some people over the years who are amazing at recruiting and then they don't follow up or check in on their customers. That's not good either. I always like kind of, I don't want to say slow and steady wins the race, but know your process. Like, I've never signed up like 1 million people in a month. Like, like, you don't have to be that person. It's great if you're focusing on the 4 and a friend and all that and getting your volume up, but don't look at Sally and think like, oh my gosh, she recruits so much, but oh my gosh, Tannis is really taking care of her people. She's retaining them. I'd rather have solid people buying more product and retaining them than a whole bunch of people who buy one product and I don't even check in on them. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? So just taking care of people and caring, really, and always asking them about the business.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask just a couple of questions because I know probably people have the same questions. Okay, so you say some people were like, "Ooh, what's she gonna ask?" I saw their heads. You use your notes on your phone. Okay, my notes on my phone are my life. Like, I
No,
use
it's
them
terrible. I'm not
all the
organized.
time. All the
Yeah.
time. I am so glad when I get a new phone, they just automatically transfer over.
Yeah.
But what are you writing that reminds you when to talk to people? Like, give us an example.
So I do have a notebook that I use too for my customers. In my phone, I literally write out, like, if I don't even know how many notes I have. Is there somewhere where you can see the folders? There's 2,200 notes. Okay. Okay, Tannis. So I do have a notebook with customers and it literally looks like scatter Tannis. That's me. That's me. It is me.
Your process, yeah.
That's how I work. And honestly, it is smart to have a book and to keep track of customers, have their phone number. If it's someone that you know and you want to text them, it's weird. I've never really kind of texted my customers unless it was a friend or someone really that I knew. I'd rather get on the phone with people. Like, my last couple customers and people are people that I know and everything. And it's weird how you can be in the business for so long and now people that you know all of a sudden are asking, like, I had like 3 people message me this morning, like, what do you do? Like, do not think that, like, what? Like, haven't you been following me for like 7.5 years? So don't think just because you're posting that people see your posts. That's another thing. Carrie, remember when we started? I felt like social media was so much different, right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
so much easier.
yeah, now it's like the algorithm and all this crap.
Yeah,
Right?
there was no algorithm.
But with the stories, getting back to how I keep track, I use my notes. You can also I use Facebook and Instagram and stories. That's what I do. That being said, I really recommend that you do reels if you're someone who really wants to explode social media. But at this time, I just haven't. Yeah, I do keep a notebook. I should have brought it up. And I do have like little sticky notes where I kind of check in on people. I kind of remember my customers, even though I have so many of them, and I follow a lot of them on social media and I keep track of them and I connect with them that way. Honestly, I've gotten to such a good relationship with most of them that they message me now. And, so a lot of the time I don't even have to connect with them because they've been a customer of mine for like years. So if they've been a customer of mine for years and then they get the emails and they know how to go into their accounts, I don't really check in on those people that much because I know that they'll come to me. And I always say, if you need anything, message me. If you want to try and sample anything, I got you. If you have any new referrals, I really appreciate that. But don't be afraid to be bold. That's one thing. I am not afraid of asking people and being bold. If my dad always said to me, if you don't ask, the answer's always no.
It is.
Gotta
I tell
ask,
my kids that. I regret
right?
saying that to them, but it's true. Okay,
Yeah,
so in your the first thank you that you send them. So it's just a card, like a
yeah,
thank you card with a
yeah,
sample or two in it. You put it in an envelope, you put it in the mail.
yeah. And
That's
if
it.
they live in my city, I like to meet up with people. That's one thing I've missed over the past couple years. And in Canada, we've had like crazy all these lockdowns and like whatever. Canada is a little different probably where you are than where
Yeah,
you
you
are.
guys are crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, we are crazy. Anyways, but I love seeing people in person. A lot of people are still wearing their masks and stuff. I'm not, like whatever. Like, but if you do, that's fine. But I feel like there's been a lot of connection lost in the past 2.5 years. I've seen it on my team, I've seen it on myself. And so I know for me, that's why I had to make changes with myself. So I will say, if you are going through a hard time, honestly, it can be probably one of the best things that ever happens to you, because I feel like my hardest moments are where I truly found where I was made of. And like I'm in a place right now, like even though my health's not the best, like I'm okay. But like my head stuff and what my jaw and all that, right? But like I'm excited and I got to this place and it took probably years to get here. And like I feel like I'm brand new and I'm excited again. And like another thing, you guys, do not pull people along. Like if you have a couple people on your team not working, don't worry. It happens to all of us. Like, top leaders lose people. Focus on a couple people who want this, who need this. Carrie, I always say this. I could have my best friend who joins, and if she doesn't really care, I'm going to help someone who joins and they're like, Tannis, I need this for my family. You cannot pull people, because when you do that, you're going to get burnt out. You're going to do for people and do and do and do. And Carrie, I know you're probably the same as me. You've poured into people, and you can only pour into people as much as they're willing to pour into themselves and their business. And so, like, that's my biggest thing. You cannot chase people. Don't chase people, attract people, and work with the people who are there, who show up. And like honestly, in the beginning, and really, pushing what I like so much about this 4-in-1, like you don't have to there's girls who are like not even like ranked up certain ranks and making really great pay. So I like how our compensation plan works. And like, I don't care if someone hasn't promoted on my team or they're a diamond plus. It's everyone goes through struggles or is non-existent. But I will say the past 2.5 years, there's been a disconnect, and probably a lot of you guys have seen it in yourself. So work on yourself to get yourself back to like happy again. Because I know, like, I don't know, the beginning of the month, I felt weird. I felt off. And like, I know some people still kind of felt that way. And then all of a sudden, like a week or so ago, I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm not like, Carrie, I'm not like hustle, hustle, hustle all the time now. I'm all about resting, you guys. It's all about success. Taking time for you, it's all about success. I literally thought I had to be on my phone all the time. I'm not anymore. And it feels so good. So
It feels great to not be on your phone all the time.
I know.
I know some people came to visit and they were surprised by how little I'm actually on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I would prefer to like be on my phone and really be on my phone and then spend the rest of my time living my life.
Yes. And I think like I used to be like, I still get like addicted. Like I have to go check my phone. I know so-and-so messaged me. Now I let people wait. Like they know you have a life, or you work, or you have kids, or you're out with your husband, or whatever, wherever you are. Right. And so don't feel like you have to message someone back right away. Like I don't like, but do follow up with people, because I feel like that's the biggest thing. People often thank me, even if I followed up. They're like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you so much. Like, sorry, I've been, people are busy. Like, connect with them. Like, people are going through stuff. Connect with them on that, Like, I feel like that's just been one of the best things I will say, because everyone is going through something, whether you know it or not. We don't know what goes on in people's lives. And so when you connect with people, I will tell you right now, you'll have that bond. And yes, be transparent. Like, it's the biggest thing. Like I know some people get nervous. I still have girls on my team who message me like they don't know what to say and they've been in the business for years. I'm like, yes, you do know what to say. Practice on me. You do know what to say. What would you say to me? Like, and they're like, yeah. So just have that confidence and belief in yourself because it's important.
Okay, so to sum it all up, for customer retention, be nice and form relationships. That is it. Like that is the key to success with that, right?
I wrote some things down. Checking
She's
in.
like, it's in my notes.
I know it's not in my brain. Yeah, honestly, checking in, sending notes, samples, putting back into your business. I think it's like, you guys, like, I'm not saying to give stuff away for free. That's one thing. Like, I sell sample packs. I do. Like, if I have a customer that's like, oh, can I try like 10 coffees? No, you can buy them and this is the price, right? So I'm not telling you to do that. That's a no, right? Give them like a reds or a greens or a skinny brew and I don't know, whatever you have, right? Um, be excited for them. Voice them or get them on the phone, call or text, check in with them. You want them having results, right? So you're like their personal cheerleader, really. Some of them might not. Like I have a couple customers that literally want me to leave them alone. And they just want to do their own thing and that's fine. I'll still check in with them maybe every couple of months and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I tried this new product." And a lot of those people I don't even like worry about, but I know they're still ordering because I see them in my back office, right? And you guys, this took years to develop like people like, so if you don't only have a couple customers right now, that's great. Like trust me, like especially this past year, if you've only been in a year or a while or whatever, I've seen people, maybe it took them slower to get going and now they're like complete rock stars on my team. I have a girl after her first year, she's like, like I don't know if I can do this. Now she's a presidential and like she's great. And she's not a top enroller. She's consistent. She gets on Zooms here and there. Her team has like been developed and they're great. They're on their own. And so I always thought, Carrie, I had to be there for my team 24/7. And I'm still the red in me. I like in the yellow, I want to be there for everyone. But at the end of the day, we have all the tools that everyone needs. And Carrie, I used to think like, why can't this person get it? Or why, like, it's usually something that person needs to work on, or it's just hasn't been their time. It's all about timing. Maybe they're going through struggles. And so when they get there and they get it, I feel like something just clicks one day and they get it, or they don't and they quit or whatever. But I had like 3 people comment on my post the other day, like, Tannis, like, it was such a great company and business. I just never gave it a shot. Like I've been thinking about it. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Like, right. And so people are watching you and, and just honestly with customer, it's just being really about being consistent with it.
Does anybody have any questions for Tannis?
Tannis. I love it. Tannis.
Did I miss I have a question. So the referral system, did I miss you talking about that or how do you kind of throw it out there?
So honestly, I every single time I get a customer, and this is something I know a couple like doubles, triples, people do this. I've personally never done this. I don't like ever giving away free product. That's one thing I will say. But I always say to someone sometimes like, hey, if you have any referrals, like I'll throw in some extra samples, like, you know what I mean? It's okay to do stuff like that because I'm all about getting people product and trying things out. For example, I dropped off some samples at a friend's house the other day and her mom was there and she's like, oh, I want to get those same products that, her daughter has. And that was like 3 products right there. I was like, oh, awesome. Right. And so, honestly, I just ask people like when I have a customer, I'm like, hey, if you ever want to try some of their samples, like I have a referral plan, like your own referral plan, whatever you make up. And like I said, I'm not organized. So it's just like, hey, like I love getting referrals. It means so much to me to grow my business. People want to help people. Like I would much rather help Leah grow her business than go to Walmart and go buy some stuff for my friend. I always try and buy through businesses and people. But you have to show that it's important to you. So you can even put it in your stories. Like we have a referral plan, my customers, honestly, kind of do what you want. I kind of change it up, but I just give people samples. People love free stuff. Like a sample. Like I'm not saying a whole bunch of samples. I sell sample packs all the time. I literally usually have sample packs going out at least every week or other week, but they buy those. Like I will never just give, if I have a good customer who buys a ton of stuff, I'll give her a bunch of samples. I have no problem with that. But I honestly just ask for referrals. Like, hey, if you have, after they've signed up, and hey, if you have any other referrals and you're happy with your products, that would mean so much to me. And I'd love to hook you up with some samples. I mean, that's really honestly all I do. And people I feel like people love to help people. Like I have a friend who does makeup, and I bought some makeup from her, and she buys stuff from me. And she's like, hey, if you ever know someone who wants makeup, and then I did that for her, and she gave me something. I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like, but just that customer service, like it's a lot, like the people, like just having that connection. And you guys, I'm not organized. So literally just, that's what I do. Like sometimes the simpler is better. I always used to think, I have a girl on my team who's so green, and I always used to compare myself. Like she has her own team page. She's an ambassador and she's so organized. And I look at her, but she's like, Tannis, like you're so good at things that I'm not good at. And I'm like, yeah. Right. So, and you guys look at like Jade Hooper. She's not organized. She's like pretty blue, right? Pretty blue red. And like, maybe she's not anymore. I don't know. Maybe her color changed, but I haven't really been on any of her stuff for a long time. But like, just be you and do what works for you, but make the effort and just do it, because it's not hard. You just have to do it.
Perfect, thanks. I was thinking about using the Connect app as you were talking. I was like, maybe I'll just add it in there and then do like, test out the waters on that. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely use the Connect. And I know people are really excited. We don't have the Hydrate, but we have the other Hydrate. We honestly, like I can get any product or whatever, but like my customers and stuff, if you don't have a certain something, like you guys don't have, I think, celery anymore, but basically the new greens that you have are basically the same thing, right? And so just get creative with people. But one thing I will say is really know what their goals are. That's something that's really big, because they want to trust in you. Because if Carrie, I come to you and I'm like, oh, like I want to lose 20 pounds, and you sell me the wraps and some hair, skin, nails, I'm like, what? Like know people's goals and be invested in that, because people want to know that you care. They're spending their money, right? And I mean, people will spend money what's important to them. I have some people who don't just assume. That's another thing. I have people who might not have a lot of extra income, but some of them will spend $200 a month on product and go without elsewhere. Like I never go out to eat or order in anymore. We just don't really do that anymore. And I spend my money elsewhere on things, right? So don't think that just that what's her name on Facebook doesn't have a lot, that she's not going to buy a product pack of yours because she really wants to invest in her health and her lifestyle, right? So that's another thing. Just don't ever judge a book by its cover. That's one thing. What's that saying, Carrie? Treat the janitor the same as the CEO. You know what I mean? Like
and you don't know people's priorities.
You don't know people's past. You don't know anything. I've had some of the best workers and the best people come into my business who maybe I judged at first, thinking like, oh, this person isn't going to buy much, or this person. And then they've sent me people. They've gone in and spent like $400. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? So just be always open to big things, because when you think big, you'll attract big. Like that's probably the best thing. In that, like, Carrie, we've been in this business so long, we know how important the mindset thing is. Even like I said, I still go through anxiety, depression, mental health struggles. But when you just learn that whole abundance mindset, that everything will always work out how it's supposed to, it does.
It always works out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
One thing that you said that I really liked, and it was just kind of in passing, but I want to say this again. If you have to mail your sample packs or your thank yous to people, do it. But if they're within driving distance, like take it to them. That's a really good relationship builder. And some people are like, I don't want to do that, but I don't want to talk to somebody in person. But just think about how nice it is. Like it's terrifying to go talk to somebody, but once you're there, it's great. Once you leave, you're like all pumped up. So
get used to it, right? Like if you're not good, a lot of people like being behind a computer. I get it. I'm like, I like in person with people, but I think it's kind of always kind of trained. I'm kind of like an introvert, extrovert. Like, I don't know. I'm weird sometimes. Like, I'm just a weirdo sometimes. And like, that's me. And like, I don't care. And like, just be you. And like, people will appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, I think so many times, like Carrie, we've all compared ourselves to people in the business. And And then I've heard that they feel like that way too, right? So don't just look on social media and think that the person all has everything together, because they're just the same as you. We all go through the same stuff, right? So I don't know, like I love this business. Like I love the products, I love the company, I love the people. And like I've missed Zooms. Like I really miss this, you know? And so you guys get to see me sitting in my bed. I'm like I did shower.
So proud.
Okay.
Does anybody have one last question for her?
I will say the biggest thing, you guys, if anyone has any questions, Carrie, you can just tell me because I can't see anything. If you want something different, you need to do something different. So becoming the best version of yourself every day, you'll have different days. So showing up one day, you might do a lot. I felt like I did a lot today and I feel like exhausted, like just connecting with people, because you don't know, those people might turn in. And then I don't want to say wasted time. I've had people who've, you know, I have a friend of mine, she's been wanting to sign up like forever, and I've gone together with her. And like, I basically said to her one day, I said, I'm ready for you when you're ready, but like, don't let people waste your time either. Like, I mean that in a way, like not as a mean way. But there's a difference between really connecting with people, following up with people, and really genuinely caring. And there are sometimes people who are going to waste your time and just say like, hey, I'm always here for when you're ready, but you know, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like in a good way. Yes, exactly. Like, and you know what, if you followed up with someone so many times, like I've had this girl, like she's really sweet and she wants to buy the products. Every time I follow up with her, it's kind of like a whole long story, but maybe she's just going through something. So then I end it like, you know what, girl, I'm here for you when you're ready. I hope you're doing great. I'm thinking about you. And she will message me when she's ready. So you usually have to get to a place, or if you message someone, you're like, hey girl, am I bothering you? Like, are you going? Don't feel bad asking someone if you're bothering them. Because then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, no, not at all. That's like one of my biggest lines to get someone to say something. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy with my kids, or life has been crazy, or I'm going through stuff, or maybe they're going through something you have no idea about, or there's been a loss in the family. And a lot of times people will open up with you and you're like, oh my God. And then you just connect, like be people's friend, truly care about people, work on yourself. Like the biggest thing, like I will say, I feel like I have this, I know I'm good with people, but I know I struggle in other areas. So if you have great success in some areas and you know you need to work on other areas, don't be afraid to get out of that comfort zone. Like, you know, like Carrie said, go do the voice notes, get on the phone with people, because that's how you're going to get better at it.
Oh, I hate phone calls.
Carrie,
I
can I
know.
say one more thing? I love getting on the phone with people, but I'm such a
Oh my
weirdo.
God, I hate it.
One last thing. When I told you my first conference, I sat at the back of the room and I was like, this is going to change our life. I'll never forget. I've been up on stage a couple times now, and I'll never forget when I was up on stage and my dad was going through his cancer battle. And, you know, I just basically thanked the company. I looked out to like 15,000 people. And like, I was like, it gives you chills what this company can do for your family. And if you're not there yet, I don't care if you made $2 last month. I will tell you, in the next couple months, by the end of the year, it can be completely, you could be making a full-time 6-figure income. You can. I've seen it happen on my team. I'm not just saying that. That's one thing. I'm very honest. Like, I will not say things I'm very honest with people to their face if they ask me. That's the red in me. I don't want to pussyfoot around, but like, you guys, you could be making $5 one month, and then the next couple months, you could be making a full-time income. You could earn bonuses. By December, you could be a top income earner. It happens. I've seen it, and you can do it. And you have to have that belief. You have to have that vision. You have to have that consistency. And literally, Carrie, we know anyone can do this. It's just sticking with it and trusting your process.
I don't even know what to say to end. That was so good. Tannis, thank you so much for being on here with us.
And I have said no to so many Zooms, and I think it just took you because I like you. You know where Carrie and I met, you guys?
I know where we met.
We met on the It Works cruise.
A long time ago.
Oh my gosh. Was that like 5 years ago?
I mean,
I think I was a triple diamond at the time.
I was still married. I don't know. It was a really long time ago.
I remember meeting you and I like sat
No,
down.
it was longer than that because my baby was in my belly for the second cruise and she's 5.
Oh my gosh. So it's like 6 years ago then, probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, no more.
More?
It had to be
Really?
6 or 7. Like
Okay.
you must have got it right when you started, you made it onto the cruise.
I joined like December and it was like the following, and I've been in 7.5 years.
Yeah,
So
that must have been it. Yeah.
wow, crazy.
Wow. Yes. And then we saw each other at conference.
Yeah. I've been to so many events, so many, and like, and like I said, the connection thing, it's been weird. Like I've still done the Zooms and a part online, but it's been weird for people. Like, and like you feel that, right? And so it's been a
Mhm.
weird time. Give yourself grace. Know that the biggest thing I will say, it doesn't matter what's going on. What's that thing? Ships only sink from when they let, you know what I'm talking about. When they let all the,
You have like all the analogies in the world, but you never.
I am on it today. But you know what I mean? Like there's always going to be crap going on in your life. I swear, like, guys, when my dad passed, like I never wanted to quit the business, but I was like, oh, but you know what? I kept going because I had that connection with my team, my customers, and it helped me. It was like a birthing process. And then I had my son, and then I was like depressed. Then I went to the ranch, and then COVID happened. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like everyone's kind of falling off. But like you will always have people who will stay, or you'll have people who I've had people who have come back, or they've gone on breaks. And I mean, I have a lot of girls like going through stuff, but it's okay. And like, um, just as long as you keep moving forward, you're going to do big things with your life and your business. And like, 75 hard was something, and you don't have to do 75 hard, but if certain habits like drinking water and eating healthier or kicking a bad habit, you don't have to do like I'm a very red and like compulsive type. So I wanted to do something that was really gonna, and then I fell on my face. Right. So, but oh gosh, you guys, I'm still so self-conscious when I talk up close because my mouth, like whatever. Anyways, but like, I just want you guys to know that you are so worthy. You can make big things happen in your life. And, but you have to believe that. I know for so many years I've poured into people, and until that person believes that they can do it, that's the turning point. That's all really it is. And then the rest just happens. And there's a little work in there too. Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit. It's not hard what we do, but it's just
Mm-mm.
simple. Like, no, it's simple what we do, but like it's not hard. It's just when you find your groove. And I even though I promoted quickly, I feel like it took me years to really figure out what the business was about. And it's you. You are your business. So when you get better at everything, like use your products, get your goals, be confident, get excited about yourself. There were times I just wasn't confident. It wasn't really with how I looked or anything. I was just going through internal struggles, And so someone might look good but not be feeling good, or someone might, whatever, right? And so like, I don't know, just connect with people and care about people and be people's friend, really. I mean, and know your color and know people's color, because sometimes people just don't want to talk and do things, and just leave them, right?
Yeah. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
So you said maybe you could give us half an hour. I knew it was going to be an hour.
I know,
knew
because
it.
I talk so much.
I knew it was going to be an hour.
Guys, I talk, Erin's laughing, right? So, but it's true, I talk so much. But I will tell you, like, Erin came into my business. She just came back and everything, in the fall. And like, she's a rock star. Like I know a lot of you girls on here are rock stars, but I will tell you, like, there's girls who come back, there's girls I'm talking to, and like, I don't know about you. I've always said like anyone can join my business, and everybody is welcome. Like everybody is welcome to my business, right? But you want quality people that want to do it. There's one thing, Carrie, like, you never want to chase people to do something. I don't want to like message up Jenny and be like, Jenny, get on the Zoom. Like, come on, let's do this. Put up a post. Oh my gosh, I did that for years. If they don't want to do it, you can't push someone to do it, right? And so when you see people take ownership and become that leader, and sharing in chats and group pages and showing up, like, they're going to take off and they're going to change their situation, their life. But you can't help, I'm just using a name Jenny, sorry if there's anyone on here named Jenny. But you know what I mean? I have a lot of Jenny friends, but like, you can't help Jenny until Jenny is ready to help Jenny. And I think, Carrie, that took me years to figure it out. I think 5 years to figure it out.
It's so much less stressful when you figure that out.
Like my husband said, Tannis, like, why do you keep pushing this person who doesn't care? Why do you keep pushing this person who doesn't see the vision? You have to really know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, people will quit. You have to know, like, you have to have a figure. Like, I knew I wanted to make 5 figures a month. I knew I wanted to pay off our debt. I knew I wanted to buy our forever home. And yeah, I bought cars in between. Like, stuff like that doesn't really matter to me anymore. Like, I went through that phase. I mean, right? But whatever. It's the freedom of time. It's the freedom that income can do for you and your future and your kids and all that. That's important. It's the peace, it's the happiness. And that's why, Carrie, it's just having that life and that business where you work this into your life, because you can burn out, and don't let yourself, it happens. And as soon as I finally realized that you can slow down and still be successful, I love when my girls like check out, and I hate when people are like, oh, I'm sorry, I need to take it. No, don't be sorry. Do what you need to do. Take a day or two, like do that. Maybe put up a quick post or a story and then unplug for a day. If you need, do it. Like, Carrie, don't you think that's so important? Like,
Absolutely.
so
Because
important.
you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
If you are tired, you are sick, what are you going to be attracting in? Tired, sick people? Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, you can't. And then just what it does to your family, like your family should not resent your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so true. And there's like, I could tell you guys a million different stories, but that's the biggest thing I've learned. Biggest thing, you don't have to be in hustle mode to be successful in anything. Just consistency, like consistency. And what I might do might be way different than Carrie one day, and she's a rock star one day. I'm taking a rest. She's taking a rest one day. Because remember, when you rest, that's part of success. When you go get a massage or get your nails done, I mean, I don't even do those things anymore. But like when you sit and watch your favorite TV show and turn off your computer and make some popcorn, like do those things. Like I don't think anyone really believes in the hustle culture, and I believe you can have it all. Like, I don't know. I believe a lot in manifestation, prayer, attracting what you want, and not controlling, but just attracting and allowing the right things to come into your life. Like, I'm more like spiritual. I mean, whatever you're into, if you're more like you go to church and do stuff, like I think that's great too. I have both on my team. So whatever works for you, but believe in something that's going to attract goodness in your life. Journaling is amazing. Meditation, exercise, stretching, whatever, going for a walk with your dog, whatever, going to get ice cream, I mean, with your kid, whatever.
My kid's favorite.
I just want to go to Target, damn it, and I don't have Target here.
Oh no. How crazy.
I have Walmart. I went to Walmart yesterday.
No, that's not the
It's
same.
not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
My son tricked me into taking him to Target a couple days ago. He was like, Mommy, I forgot what the vibe of Target. I forgot what it feels like in there.
Spend
And
too
I'm
much
like,
money.
well, I need to take you.
Aw, well, I'll go with you.
I know. I was like, what teenage boy asked his mom to take him to Target to feel the vibe? Of course we're going. I know, he's adorable.
Aw. Well, thank you guys so much. If anybody ever wants to message me or anything, and if I can help out with anything, like, I love Carrie, and I was excited to be on this tonight. So
thank you for being here. Okay, I'm gonna get the recording up and I will share it with you guys.
Things simple, like, really. Like, honestly, I think the biggest thing. Aw, thank you so much.
I feel like this was like the most down to earth. Like it wasn't like do this. You're like, just
honestly, because everybody's so different. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I have girls on my team who do host to post and they kill it. And I have girls who I've done attraction marketing, but I'm very consistent and I follow up and I talk to people behind the scenes. So a lot of people don't want to do that, right? And so you have to find out what works for you and trying new things. And again, like, I know TikTok and Reels, but like, find out what works with you, stick with it. You know what I mean? So I think that's really important because, like, Chelsea doesn't need to do what Aaron does, like Leah doesn't need to do what I do. Like, like you're going to kill in one area and maybe I suck at that. Right. So and be able to learn from newbies. There's some new people who are crushing in other areas, and so that's what I love so much about this business. Like, doesn't matter your rank, how long you've been in, you can all learn from each other. Just be involved, Oh, is that my daughter at the door?
Okay. All right. It's 10:06 my time. So
Okay, you go.
I'm gonna go make my bed because my daughter peed on it earlier.
Oh no.
I know it's a very glamorous life over here.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Tannis. I'm self-conscious about saying your name.
Oh, I'm just bugging you.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye, guys.